the Hermetic principle of vibration. So let's get right into it. So the derivation of all of the other Hermetic principles and the associated phenomena stand on the full understanding of the principle of vibration. The third Hermetic principle is the principle of vibration and can be looked at in order of importance by being the third next to mentalism and correspondence. So, this principle, although simple to understand, is very significant but also easy to identify in quantum physics. Let me just check my just check this real quick. So we can make sense of reality with the combination of the first three principles. That is the principles of mentalism, correspondence, and vibration. Now, I'm going to go into a quote from the Kybalion that sums up the principle of vibration uh, pretty simply. This is from chapter 9 of the Kybalion. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The great third Hermetic principle, the principle of vibration, embodies the truth that motion is manifest in everything in the universe, that nothing is at rest, and that everything moves, vibrates, and circles. So when I first heard this, the first thing I was thinking of was light waves or sound waves. However, we're not talking about light waves, sound waves, or molecular vibrations. When I, as well as many others, started studying Hermeticism, we thought that this is what they were referring to. So, this Hermetic principle, however, is not referring to these as vibrations, although these lie beneath the principle as various products of it. There is a direct correlation between the principles of correspondence and mentalism that this principle of vibration is being described as in the Kybalion. The quantum probability waves in the wave function is what the Kybalion is referring to as these unique vibrations. The fundamentals of quantum mechanics and physics is where the concept of vibration is a central theme. So when particles are not observed, they exhibit wave like behavior. A quantum probability wave is the quantum state of a particle or system as characterized by a wave propagating through space, in which the square of the magnitude of the wave at any given point corresponds to the probability of finding the particle at that point. So the Schrodinger equation is a linear uh, partial differential equation that governs the wave function of a quantum mechanics system. So this is the equation that mathematically describes the wave function. So the waveform that has an associated vibration is the form that the wave function comes in. So here's something else that's strange about this, right? So a higher energy corresponds with a higher or faster rate of vibration of wave function measured in K value. So the opposite applies here, where a low energy corresponds with a low rate of vibration of the wave function, also in K value. So, excuse me, in the Kybalion, this is the same description given of an object moving upwards and increasing in vibration. And that was why I brought that picture up so y'all can kind of get uh, a pictorial view of vibration moving upwards and also downwards. Neither way is good or bad, you know. It's just the direction that it can move. So science does not dare to follow the illustration further, but the Hermeticists teach that if the vibrations be continually increased, the object will mount up the successive states of manifestation and would in turn manifest the various mental stages, and then on spirit word until it will finally re-enter the all, which is absolute spirit. In short, the closer an object gets to the all, the closer the all gets to the object. The object possesses more of the all's energy the closer it gets to the all. So the Kybalion says it like this: the Hermetic teachings are that not only is everything in constant movement and vibration, but that the differences between the various manifestations of the universal power are due entirely to the varying rate and mode of vibrations. Not only this, not only this, but that even the all itself, in itself, manifests a constant vibration of such an infinite degree of intensity and rapid motion that it may be practically considered as at rest. The teacher is directing the attention of the students to the fact that even on the physical plane, a rapidly moving object, for instance, such as a wheel, like the spokes on a wheel, seems to be at rest. The Schrodinger equation and this description parallel each other. So, a fundamental about particles or a collection of them is that they reduce to energy. The form and degree of energy content is the only difference between the wave functions. So, as we said before, the energy content is in direct correspondence with the vibration rate of the wave function. So, at the root of it all is energy quanta. Energy quanta is also used to distinguish any differences that have vibrations associated. So there is a theoretical piece of physics that, although it is theoretical indeed, can help us better understand this, and it is the superstring theory. Let me get that picture up of superstring. Superstring theory. I don't think this is the. Yeah, this is the picture of the superstring theory. Let me blow that up for y'all. You can't really see the words like that, but if you type in superstring theory and just go look for images, you can you can see this picture. So okay. So the superstring theory is an attempt to explain all of the particles and fundamental forces of natures in one theory by modeling them as vibrations of tiny supersymmetric strings. The differences of the vibrations of superstrings in string theory is the only place where the differences between particles are found. So the differences of energy is what these differences come down to. Also, a superstring has a wave function of its own. So when the string theory is brought in to explain these, the connections become easier to understand. So as we discussed previously in the other videos, the wave functions nature is mental. The mathematical modeling of quantum cognition of wave function is responsible for this. Every thought, emotion, and mental state would be contained in the vibration of wave functions if we look at quantum cognition from a literal standpoint. The wave function encoding thought, mental state, or emotion would have a mode of operation. So here's a quote that I'm going to read also from the Kabbalion. So the quote, begin quote, but the Hermetic teachings go much further than those of modern science. They teach that all manifestations of thought, emotion, reason, will, or desire, or any mental state or condition are accompanied by vibrations, a portion of which are thrown off and which tend to affect the minds of other persons by induction. This is the principle which produces the phenomena of telepathy, mental influence, and other forms of the action and power of mind over matter, with which the general public is rapidly becoming acquainted, owing to the wide dissemination of occult knowledge by the various schools, cults, and teachers along these lines at this time. The Kabbalion, end quote, y'all. So the Kybalion here is describing something that is unique to quantum mechanics. The distances that ordinary waves like radio and sound, as well as any classical waves, can travel are small because these waves are weak. So space time travel is not a component of the telepathy that we're talking about as being quantum entangled and is a non-local phenomenon. So particles of matter are not the only thing that the principle of vibration applies to. It also applies to space-time. So how does space-time behave? So space-time association with quantum entanglement is inevitable. Space-time emerges from quantum entanglement as the evidence suggests. Space-time behavior can be described as an extensive network of entanglements throughout the universe. So get this study from the University of Tokyo for y'all. So at the University in Tokyo back in 2015, physicists demonstrated the quantum entanglement. That quantum entanglement is what built up space-time. This means that a vibration can be associated with the fabric space-time told to us by quantum gravity. The Kabbalion also tells us that the principle, I got you, of vibration also applies to the mind of the all. Not only this, but that even the all itself manifests a constant vibration of such an infinite degree of intensity and rapid motion. that it may be practically considered as at rest. The teachers directing the attention of the students to the fact that even on the physical plane, a rapidly moving object, such as a revolving wheel, seems to be at rest. At first glance, the description given by the Kybalion concerning the all seems contradictory and confusing. The confusing part is the all having both an infinite vibration and no vibration by being seemingly at rest. This can be made sense of, however. So the vibration of the wave function increase is equal to the increase of the energy content. The Willard Dewitt equation is a field equation attributed to John Archibald Wheeler and Bryce DeWitt that attempts to mathematically combine the ideas of quantum mechanics and general relativity, a step towards a theory of quantum gravity. And they first did this in 1967. This also applies to Schrodinger's equation to the universal wave function. The zero energy universe hypothesis proposes that the total amount of energy in the universe is exactly zero. Its amount of positive energy in the form of matter is exactly canceled out by its negative energy in the form of gravity. So this was found out to be true. Zero energy also corresponds to a wave function with a K value of zero, producing no vibration at all. So there was one important thing that was made clear to me when bringing all of this together. All of the physics we were talking about came out after the Kybalion was written. Included in these physics is the Schrodinger equation and the general discovery of quantum mechanics with the association to quantum vibrations in 1935, the discovery of the non-local nature of vibrations in 1967 with the universal wave function that stemmed from the zero vibratory rate, as well as in 2015 with the discovery of space-time as a network of entanglement, where the unification of matter exists. Finally, the nature of all these vibrations as mental. So the Kybalion was written in 1908, and that's a long time before a lot of these discoveries were even made. There's a strong possibility that Hermeticism is real and based on a scientific understanding that seemed to be lost and given to us in the past. So, if you're interested in discovering more about the science behind the Hermetic principles, then be sure to check out the links that I'll put in the description. I have a link in there of the free book, the free audio book, the Kybalion. I have another link in there that will take you to where you can buy the book, the Quantum Hermetica. Also, I have a playlist that currently has, and it's going to include this one, the first three principles of the Hermetic, um, the first three Hermetic principles: mentalism, correspondence, and vibration, which is this one. So check out the playlist, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we're going to be talking about the next Hermetic principle. Later.